Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back to Your Point. This is episode number 13. I am Chris Phillips. Joining me, as he always does, my good friend, Blake Ruffino. We have got a jam-packed show for you all here on this Tuesday night, July the 29th, 2025, and the final To Your Point of the month of July, which means one thing.
Football's here.
Football's back. Football's back. We're back. Football's back. We're going to get all that, much more. We're back. Lots other.
We're back.
Let's go. We're off and running here on a Tuesday night. Guys, again, as always, before we get going, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check us out via podcast or we get your podcast. You can also find us across all social media platforms as well as our website, secunfiltered.com. And as always, we're powered by our friends over at FANDUEL. Visit FANDUEL.com/SECU to join today and get started with $250 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. Once again, that's FANDUEL.com/SECU to get $250 in bonus bets today. Once again, this is To Your Point, episode number 13. I am Chris Phillips. Joining me, as he always does, my good friend who I believe is taking care of the kiddos at the moment, Blake Ruffino, barging in the studio. Blake, I commend you. You got a lot on your plate. You're able to knock out your shows and do your content and run an entire media organization, a media giant. Two of them, by the way, with the chaos and the madness of the kids running around. You're all over the place, man. I really commend you for that.
We got until next Friday until school starts, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I've never been this excited for school ever in my whole life.
You're like, take them.
Well, just one of them at least. Yeah, my son just came in here and said that he hit a baseball up on the fan and now it's stuck. So, welcome to Jay Johnson season. I guess baseball never really stops on the bayou.
Never stops.
I will tell you, my son came in here is very, why do you like football? Why are you watching football more than baseball right now? He does not understand. He doesn't get why baseball is not everybody's first love. So, Kevin O'Sullivan, Jay Johnson, Tony Vitello, you're on the clock because we're raising a Golden Spikes Award winner in this house. So really it's up to you. I take TV revenue money every single month. My bank account does take TV rev money. But yes, we play baseball in and outside, and sometimes he likes to hit the ball up to the ceiling and see how funny it is if he can hit the fan. And today, well, of course, right when Daddy has to do a show, he hits it, finally gets it on the fan. And so here we go. And by the way, we have, like those massive ceiling fans, I'm talking about massive ceiling fans.
Yeah.
Well, when we renovated, we kind of went all out because hey, this is going to be our forever home, whatever. And we got this massive ceiling fan. It's great. It is fantastic during the summertime. It is horrible when you have a 6-year-old who likes his baseballs up in this up to the ceiling. So here we are, and here we stand on this great Tuesday night.
Baseball season never stops. I want to ask you this, Blake, when it comes to Benbino. And I would assume I know which way you're going to go with this. Are you a big believer in – because, when we were – not to make us sound old as hell, but when we were growing up. But, when we were growing up, it was a lot more like kids played multiple sports. Now I feel like you're so locked in. If you play football, you're playing football all year. You play baseball all year. When we were growing up, you played 3 or 4 different sports. And you'll hear, a lot of pro athletes preach this, that it helps you in whatever sport it is that you choose long-term, or maybe if you go pro in, or, most people don't go pro, you play in college, but it helps you to be a multi-sport athlete. So with your son, are y'all playing multiple sports, or is it just lock in all year to baseball?
Yeah. Well, we're not locked in all year. We don't play baseball all year.
Good. Honestly, good, Blake. Good.
Yeah.
Because I know you're in the T-ball stage. Are you going to be and there's no judgment here. Are you going to be a travel ball parent where it's you're going over the country in the fall? And
I'm not going to ever say ever. There's a guy that you met at LSU when you came down who's got a massive facility here. It's got a massive travel ball team. I'm not going to ever say ever. He's already recruited us And I'm like, just calm down. We're 6. I'm not going to ever say ever. What I will say is he asked to play football this year. And based off of my experience personally, I should have never been out there as a 6-year-old hitting my head against other human beings' heads. And I think that, Chris, there's a lot more things we can do outside of like you actually ramming and hurting your body as a 6-year-old. I do think that, it's just a little too young. No, if he wants to play when he gets older, he can play. But right now, I just think he's a little too young to venture into a very, very physical sport. And he played soccer. I mean, the problem is that he just kept pushing everybody down, and he was just like, give me the ball. And he's kind of the bigger kid in his class. And so now he's just starting to dominate. I mean, you saw some of the videos. I mean, all those kids were older than him at T-ball. He was the youngest kid in his grade. So now he's like, I want to go to coach's pitch with my friends. And I'm like, no, technically you got another year of T-ball. So now we're just sitting in batting cages every night and throwing baseballs. And so he just, I mean, there's a couple of things I'd say. I gravitated outside of my family more to football. But I've told you this, and I've said this 1,000 times. There's about 65 years of head coaching experience in my immediate family. And so he's got that Tajon, that French, the Louisiana Tajon. He's got that gene in him where it's like last night, dude, I was doing a show and I came out and the Yankees games are on, and Ryan McMahon from the Rockies just got traded to the Yankees. And yet Ryan McMahon hits a single to the left center field gap. And he's like, Dad, he was late on that, and he got the single, and I mean, he's addicted to it. So I'm not. The thing with Ben that I think is different that I'm trying to I don't want to say control is not control. Like if he's putting this level of passion in it, why in the good world would I stop it? Chris, his book sack is a baseball, it looks like a baseball, like it's got baseball stitching. I mean, it's just it's his sport, man. I mean, it's what he loves, and here's the thing. This young man has been alive for 2 national titles at LSU. This is how I grew up. When I grew up, Skip Bertman was winning national titles at LSU, and then baseball was the big thing around here. Well, Jay Johnson, congratulations, because here we go, right? I feel like he's living the same life that I kind of lived in a way, where every single summer it was Jay Johnson or Skip Bertman winning a national title, and who says that LSU is not the mecca of baseball like we did in January? Oh, wait, I did. So there you go. I know that clip got a little viral, but no, I want him to play multiple sports. It's just that, dude, I mean, you could run him in here, ask him any player on any Major League Baseball team at 6, and he's going to give you 2 or 3. That's how addicted to baseball he is. He'll, you know who his favorite Cleveland Guardian is right now, by the way? Carlos Santana.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, what a pull. I mean, I get proud. We were at there was a baseball camp a couple weeks ago. A guy that Terrence McGee, who was ward number 18 for LSU, which is the significance of being a leader. Terrence, I played high school football with him. He played in the league for a while, played at LSU, and he walks up to Ben and goes, "Hey man, you like baseball?" And he's like, I know somebody on every team. Quiz me. And I'm like, Terrence, we call him Tata. He starts laughing. I'm like, no, dog. I mean, go right on ahead. And he's like, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, see, dog. I mean, and then, when I take him, like how me and you went to a scrimmage, I'll take him to some fall baseball scrimmages with Jay and them. And it's always fun. And so that's where we're at.
Baseball player, but with the agreement that it's non-negotiable. If he shoots up to like 6'7" as a junior in high school, you're kicking him out the left tackle.
I will break every baseball bat in this house.
So we got to make a business decision. So
unless you do like Chase Shores and you're throwing a 102 sinker, then no, we'll stay with baseball. But look, man, I don't care. Like if he played table tennis, if he was the next Forrest Gump, I could give a shit as long as he's passionate about what he does. I don't care. Like that's the thing for me is, are you passionate about it? And he's addicted to baseball. So
I definitely think you're doing it right, Blake, not forcing it, let it happen organically. I mean, we all growing up played with those guys who it was kind of forced on them. And dude, I mean, I played with guys that were good enough to play, D1, but they just, bro, you get to be a senior and you're like, bro, I'm just burnt out. Like all I've done my whole life is baseball. And like for me, I didn't have that. Like I had golf. I had another sport, and I also didn't do the travel ball thing until I was like a junior in high school. And like I had summers, I did stuff like the kids do, you know what I mean? So went on vacations. Like I wasn't nearly, burn out with the sport. So I think it's a good thing. I think y'all are doing it right. I do.
Yeah. Again, just, I'm like, my daughter's starting dance this fall. We got my wife is more athletic than people I think understand. I did not marry an unathletic woman, if you know what I mean.
Blake was like, I want D1 babies. This D1 babies is the goal.
Yeah, I mean, that's
something to think about. Trust me, I get it. That's something to think about.
Listen.
That's why we love a tall queen, man. Admittedly, I love a tall queen. I'm like,
well, I do too. And listen, I'm not saying that I haven't gotten my wife on a squat rack to see how much she can get down and how flexible those hips were.
Listen, I need to know your grip strength. Here, squeeze this real quick.
I got her at the grip strength. Let's talk about the lower body. Let's get
the flexibility of the hips. What about your ankles? Just put her through the combine.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, people want to go on first dates and go to this and that. Let's go run some 40s.
Yeah, I mean, all of that. We don't need to be fast. We just need to be strong. We need to be able to squat over 600.
Let's go get in the squat rack. Let's go deadlift.
Before our wedding, she was doing like 5-minute planks. Yeah,
that's impressive.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, dude, she used to do like this hot yoga and stuff, and I'm like, screw you. I'm not doing that shit. It is intense though. I mean, so yeah, we got he definitely got my wife's band-aid, definitely got my wife's lower half, outside of the, anyway. But my man can pick it up and put it down. But the next time you're in town, you got to come see Ben and ask him to slide. He's the only 6-year-old I know that can do a pop-up slide.
That's
so
impressive. Yeah,
he works on it, but see, here's the thing: he works on it every day. Like I'm not forcing it on him. I'm the one telling him. You can ask my wife. I'm the one telling him to calm down a little. Like take a step back. Just go have fun. He goes, this is fun. I'm like, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to do.
You'd rather have to tell him whoa than giddy up. So that's a good problem to have. So
right.
Yeah. On that note, Blake, on that note, because like I mentioned, top of the show, this is the final, to your point, of the month of July.
Yes.
August is just a few days away, and that means, Blake, it's football season.
It's here.
It is, dare I say, it is shut the fuck up and hit somebody season. That's what it is. It is shut the fuck up and hit somebody season.
It is.
All I loved what you said. It's, admittedly, it's still talking season for us. Certainly for us. We've got a lot of content to get out over the next month before we get to kickoff. But for those who are affiliated with all these SEC and all college football programs, but I'm obviously focusing on SEC. Everybody who's affiliated with the program, from the coach to the GAs to the players to support staff to everybody, talking season's over. It is time to put the pedal to the metal.
This is how I explain it every single year. We'll be out at LSU football camp tomorrow. Brian Kelly graciously gives the media a lot of access. Now, you don't film everything, but you get to sit around, right?
Some people do, but they're idiots. So,
yeah, God, yeah. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but yes, some people have been idiots in the past and have gotten us kicked out. And listen, I'll just say this quickly. If you're the media guy that does exactly what the SID tells you not to do and the head coach, let me just put it like this. The person that did it at LSU one time didn't like the response that he got from this guy, okay? Because this is my life. This is my livelihood, and I'm not getting.
You're affecting everybody. You're screwing everybody.
You're affecting everybody. I will uppercut somebody. Like, I'm not playing around with that. Like, I have built this. If you want to do that kind of stupid shit, go somewhere else. But to your point, there you go. I say this every single year. The first line that I say, and I will say it again tomorrow. The first thing I say, every take that you had as of 9 o'clock tomorrow, and as of 9 o'clock today, when we would have the segment, it meant nothing. It's over. None of that matters anymore. What did Garrett do? What did this guy do? Ty Simpson threw today. Ty Simpson looked good throwing today. Okay, he could throw an interception tomorrow in the red zone. None of that matters. The only thing that matters now is what are you seeing? And then being able to divulge what other people are seeing or what you specifically have seen. Meaning, LSU last year, I didn't think they can run the football. Got obliterated by media and fans. I took a victory lap after week 7. Yeah, shut your mouth. You don't know what you're seeing. So how do you divulge what you're seeing versus practice versus everything that goes on against teams that you're playing this season? That is the art of football for preseason and what you're seeing. But it is, you better shut your mouth and let's get ready to roll. Now, I'll tell you this, SEC practices are not built the same. They're not going to have on pads tomorrow, and I don't give a Rudy poo because that thing's going to be as physical as all get out. Tomorrow is check roll day, right? Like that's basically, let's check the roll, see who's there, who's not, who looks good, who doesn't, who lost some weight, who gained some weight. But they're going to go after it. And listen, you better get ready because every take that's been on SEC Unfiltered, every take that's been on Ruffino and Joe, every take that's been on AYS, none of it matters because as soon as that chin strap gets buckled or you zip those chin straps up, it's time to roll, baby. And listen, Chris, I got to be honest. The SEC might be a little bit more open than people understand because I can make an argument why everybody falls. I can make an argument why everybody is on top. So that is the part of, did you lock in during this offseason to get where you needed to go? Football is the only sport, and I mean this. It's why everybody loves it. It's the only sport where if you're taking the day off, there's 84 other dudes that wasn't. Okay, and there's 84 other guys that need and counted on you, and you slacked off. So there just comes a point where tomorrow signifies around the entire SEC, hey, man, Auburn, you're a 1.5-point dog now. People are really fading you right now. Why? Chris, there's a lot of things coming out of Auburn where, man, I mean, even some of the early things that we're hearing, they reported yesterday. Chris, they reported yesterday, and boom, the line shift. What is that? I mean, there's some smart people out there that know what they're doing. And that's not small money to go from -3 to now +1.5. That's a 4.5-point swing. Yeah. So you get into a point where, what did people see day one? Did Jackson Arnold throw a pair of picks? You know, like what's going on there? So there's a lot of things that your takes don't matter anymore. And when tomorrow gets kicked off.
I was on that note really quickly, Blake. I'm excited to talk the fall camp conversation with you because you have a lot of perspective on this. Again, you've done something I've never done, and probably many people tuned in never done. You've gone through multiple fall camps.
Yep.
But I will tell you, I had a buddy of mine back in the day that his dad, he gambled for a living. He played online poker, but he bet on sports. But what he told me was he was told by a Vegas sharp one time, especially in football, if you ever see a line go across the number, so what I mean by that is one team's favored, it goes all the way across to where the other team is favored, a la this Auburn-Baylor thing, you either bet on the team that the money that the line swung to, or you don't bet it because somebody knows something. Like you don't play with it. Like, so if it stays there, like you said, for the money for it to go across the number and now the other team is favored, somebody got to know. I mean, you know, it's not a foolproof thing, but that was just a Vegas sharp. That was how he operated. He's like, I'm either going to bet on that team it went to, or I ain't touching it.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, something had to happen. People that gamble for a living and somebody came with a bunch of money went on one side. They didn't just do that just because.
It was on FanDuel. I mean, FanDuel was the one that did it. I'd love to know to the representatives.
I got to hit up some people and figure out what's going
on. Yeah, you do.
Hey, give me those insider trading secrets. What y'all see at camp yesterday?
I think it's always funny. Remember the movie Casino when Jimmy always got the bets right? And it's like people in the documentary were like, no. Like everybody made their bets off of what Jimmy did. So yes, I in reference to fall camp, you know, my freshman year was the last year that the NCAA allowed 2-a-days. So then after that, I'm like, all this whole freshman class is coming in. I'm like, you are soft, dog. Like, you have no idea what it was like being out there in Louisiana heat at 10 a.m. and then coming back at 6 p.m. Dude, the fight stories I could tell you. I saw a coach, me and Justin Owens, who was a fullback for us. I saw him working out yesterday, and we were just chatting about this, about as freshmen, one of our first fights that we saw was a coach and a wide receiver. Yeah. A wide receiver started throwing hands, and that coach uppercutted him, and it was over. I'm like, damn. And so, you know, that team that we had, by the way, beat Texas State, who's going to that year, that's going to the Pac-12. Went to Kansas the year before, went to Ole Miss and Mississippi State that year. We got affected by hurricanes, had to stay in Oxford for a week, and then go down to Starkville and play Mississippi State, and had them down by 3 at halftime. So there's been a lot of situations where fall camp, my perspective is everybody will say, oh, well, it's fall camp. Okay. I am in the minority from some who say bullshit. I know I can make a determination on if a guy's getting his ass whooped and he's constantly getting his ass whooped, he's going to go into a game and get his ass whooped. It might not happen at week 1 against Rudy Poo Tech, but it might happen week 3 against Florida, Georgia, LSU, Texas, whoever it is that you're playing, it's going to happen against. So,
yeah, if you can't do it in practice, I mean, you certainly can't do it.
There's only a handful of guys that I've ever seen in my entire life who aren't practice players.
Just cut it on. Just cut it on to the lights.
They can cut it on and cut it off. There's only one that I ever remember that was worth a damn that went to the NFL, and his name was Robert Alford. He picked off Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, but he didn't even really turn it off at practice. He just didn't. He just kind of toyed around because he could. He, committed to LSU, had some academic issues. He comes to Southeastern, was a second-round pick. The next year, he's in the Super Bowl versus Tom Brady when they came back down 28-3, and he was the one that had the pick 6 on Tom Brady. Like, that's it. He was a different breed of athlete. But in practice, it was kind of like, that guy completed a pass on him. And then in the game, nobody would complete passes on him, like ever. FBS, FCS didn't matter. He just could turn it on because he knew that he was better than literally everybody on the field at any given moment. So that was a special occasion. For everybody else, you got to get out there and work your ass off. So fall camp is a situation for me. When you walk out there, Chris, there can be different storylines, and then you gotta go through the minutia of these guys have seen each other for so long, okay, and they know the calls, and they know the protections, and like I'll tell you, I remember as a redshirted freshman, we made a dummy call and we flipped literally every protection call. If I say Ricky, everybody knew that we were sliding to the right. Well, we changed it. I just told them, like, hey, let's go left. Let's change this up and see what happens. They didn't get a sack the whole practice. So it's kind of those intermediate things, but it also taught me, like, hey, man, if they're doing this in practice, if we go 7 Ricky calls in a row and we go slide protection, well, Fletcher Cox or whoever in the hell is across from him is going to pick up on it soon too. So you got to have different situations. So it's those minutia of things that I think that from a football perspective, especially along the offense and defensive lines, where we don't talk about it at all. Like, it's not camp talk. We just, this guy looked great. Yeah, okay. What did they do? How did they structure it? What play did they run? And that's why I think AYS, from a football perspective, of why we've kind of taken off in the way that we have, in the sense of, hey, man, here's the play. Here's the 11 on 11. They ran an inside dive, a 32 dive. They were in 12 personnel, and in that 12 personnel, so-and-so did X, Y, and Z. This is what I think about it. This is what I think they need to change on it. And this is the guy that either did the right rep or didn't have the right rep. Those are the things that you got to break down and you got to write down. Ask anybody on LSU's media beat. I bring out a notepad and every play gets written down. Every one of them. Every single one of them. Shit, I got it right here. I'll bring it up to you. So it gets to a point where I will go to practice. I will see what I see. I'll write everything down. I'll put it on our message board, and then I come home and I study it. Oh, shit, I remember this one. I need to put a star next to this. I needed like shit. Yeah, that was a great throw by Garrett, or that was a great play by Garrett, whatever it may be. So, Curse, I am not in the camp of fall camp doesn't really matter. I think it's all that matters. I like, brother, you got a month to be ready to go up against for some of these teams, whether it be Alabama, whether it be Texas, whether it be Oklahoma to some extent, or LSU. You got Auburn. You got some juggernaut opponents coming in here that you got to face off in week 1, and you got to prepare yourself, and you got a month to do it.
Blake, I'm curious. Again, your camp experience, I've seen this question posed a lot over the last week or so. Obviously, training camp's been fired up in the NFL as well.
Mm-hmm.
What was your camp essential? Like that you had to bring?
Socks.
Have you seen that?
Socks. Yeah. Dry a whole new brand of tube socks. Because when you did 2-a-days and when you did different things, your feet will get blistered because you're sweating so much. And then when your lower half sweats or whatever, my feet were always breaking out, like just like blisters and stuff like that. I'll tell you what I did. Our trainer, Tony Trombetta, I wish he can come on the show and tell you, I used to make him keep 2 of my socks in his fanny pack, 2 pairs of tube socks in his fanny pack, because my feet were always getting soaked. And I felt like if I can't move, if my hands are my hands, and it is what it is. But if I can't move my feet, if my feet are killing me, then I can't. And you should see my toes. They're worse than LeBron's. I mean, like, so dry socks and making sure that my feet didn't stay blistered, I think was a big thing. Another camp essential was, let me think. Other than socks, I don't really remember any real big camp essentials, because where I lived was I didn't live on campus after the first 6 months because academically I was able to move out. We were able to go back to our apartment, right? They let us go back to our apartment and kind of chill. So I didn't really have like a situation where I had to stay in a dorm room the whole time. Now, when the staff change happened, we did, and I'm like, this is so stupid. I live a block away. I'm not sleeping here. I'd leave, and I just go sleep in my bed. Like I'm going to be here in the morning. But socks was a big deal for me. I know that sounds dumb, but man, listen, when you're out there for 2.5, 3 hours and you're sweating, your lower half sweating, your feet are killing you, and you're like, man, I'm getting a blister on my foot. During water breaks, I'd take my cleat off, and I would put on another pair of socks and then get retaped. I get spatted back up. So that was the big thing, was the spat had to get cut off, had to put on a new sock, and then the spat had to come back on. That was probably my biggest camp essential. I don't really think of anything else because they fed the shit out of us. I mean, there was nothing really else to do, really, other than just making sure my feet didn't continue to get blistered.
Yeah, I guess like outside of the essentials, I mean, again, I didn't go through a fall camp, but if I were to say one that would be an essential, I mean, outside of a toothbrush, obviously. Probably your favorite pillow. That might be one. Yeah, and again, I stayed in St. Tropez. Shout out to St. Tropez. I didn't bring a pillow. So because I tore my ACL, they had mats in our training room where because I went through so much shit with Tony Trombetta, who's now at North Carolina, I would go in there and say, "Can I pull a mat off in your office?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I just sit there and lay on my back and go to sleep. I mean, no, I didn't need no pillow. I'm going to be knocked out. I mean, some guys brought pillows. Freshmen brought pillows, but anybody ever bring like a gaming console or anything like that? People bring the PlayStations?
We had a gaming console in the Dugas Center. Yeah, we had an Xbox, and shit used to go down. Defense versus offense. Kevin Hughes used to beat the shit out of everybody. But there was a gaming console up top. You want to hear a crazy story? You know who was a GA for us for 2 weeks was a guy by the name of Pete Golding. And
for 2 whole weeks.
Yeah, 2 whole weeks. And then he went to I think it was either Grand Valley State or Valdosta. I can't remember where he went, but I think it was Grand Valley State. But he was there for 2 whole weeks, and he'd sit in there, talk shit with us, and that's how I got to know Pete Golding. Sam Petito was another who's now at LSU. So a lot of these guys, when we were coming up, they were getting their start in coaching. So when people were like, "Hey man, how does this SECU coordinator follow you?" They were on our staff. They were legitimately on our staff, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Lance Guidry being another one who's now at LSU too. So it's kind of a crazy little ordeal there.
Blake, what does the phrase camp eyes mean to you, or camp goggles?
Camp goggles for me is when a media member going out there saying a team can't do any wrong and they're going to win a national title. If you're asking the player, I
was going to say I've heard it described differently from the player aspect.
Yeah, I mean it's brought up in different circles. Different people have different things for it. I'm gonna put this in the PG version of what we called camp goggles. I mean, I don't know how you could put it PG. Basically, it was just us for a fact understanding what we needed to do so we can get out there and go do what we wanted to do. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. I'll just say this. We had we called them camp groupies, okay? And girls that always hang out around the facility during camp, and I'm like, somebody looking for a husband up in this bitch. And I just I'd loud cap them, you know. And it's always like the sorority girls, like what was it? Phi Mu, AOPI. And what was funny is that we used to get Luis Albavarro, who's my roommate. We used to get camp sorority bags. They would put bags in our lockers, and it'd be like full of candy and shit. I was like, I need a booster to walk off in here and take that candy and put a couple $100,000 in that locker is what I need. But I think everybody understands what camp goggles can mean for some.
Yeah. You just with the boys for about a month straight. Yeah, start seeing things.
Yeah, I wasn't going to
go. Some mirages.
I wasn't going to go there, but
mirages.
If you're asking if the Christian Wilkins things happen,
oh Jesus,
yes, they happen.
Oh my gosh, dude, that was a freaky locker room with him and Deshaun Watson.
Oh, very freaky. There was more massages going on there than anyone will ever know. I mean, listen, there's a story I want to say, but I can't say. But just understand that you got 107 guys, 110 guys in that locker room who got a shower in the same place. Look, think of it what you will. I would go get done with practice, dry off, and then go to rehab for my knee. So everybody was out of the building by the time that I got in there. And I think it was beneficial for me because I'm like, I got away from the bullshit that happened. I liked the camaraderie, but the camaraderie coming from somewhere else. You start getting in locker rooms, and this is what people don't understand about football. Let some shit get heated on the football field and wait until you get in that locker room. Let some shit get heated. It does not stop on the field. I promise you, it doesn't stop. So I think that
let me ask you this, Blake. Not to cut you off. Are you someone that like you go out to LSU's fall camp? Let's just say you went to another SEC team's fall camp. Are you someone, because like it's so funny to see people react on social media when like a fight broke out today at LSU fall camp and people will like freak out and they're like, oh my God, like what's going on? Are you someone where like if that happens, you're like, good, I like that. Like I like that.
Literally
I love the fire. Like
literally happened a year ago. Kamarian Pimpton and Colin Jackson got in a fight and the media made it a bigger deal. And then they got in another one and they made it a bigger deal. All these guys are out there fighting. I'm like, you would not have existed from the year 2008 to 2022. Wouldn't have existed. You wouldn't have. Just because you're getting access and BK allowed some of these guys access for the first time and they don't realize it, you're basically what you're telling guys like me who have been there, or T-Bob or Jacob Hester or any Matt Flynn, any of those guys that have been there, then you haven't been in those wars. You haven't seen that. Chris, I saw dudes with helmets on punching face masks. Idiots. Just full-blown idiots. If you're not fighting, you don't give a shit. I mean, look, you don't want multiple fights every single day. Right. Okay, now there can be some egregious shit that happens, and I'm not saying there's not. Chris, if there ain't a fight or two, then you ain't really trying. I'm sorry, brother, you can't. And here's where it mostly happens. Where it mostly happens is either along the offensive line, wide receiver, corner, or safety tight end. Okay. Mainly due to the fact, and that's pretty much every position, I guess. But when you're going up against somebody 5 days a week, let's just say 85 to 100 reps a day, shit's going to get real. I'll never forget this. Stephen Honore used to tell me that I was opening my hip back too much on either side that I was going. Okay. So if I was going to a zone left, if I was zone blocking left, I would open my hip left too quickly instead of going forward. And he's like, dude, we're reading your ass. You know, and I'm like, dude, how many times did he go up against me before that conversation needed to have? And so from that point forward, they know you better than you know yourself. Because again, Chris, me and you have been done this 13 shows. I know what you're going to say, and you have an idea of what I'm going to say and how I'm going to say it before I even say it. When you're around somebody so much, you pick up on their small tendencies. You pick up on a lot of different things. So I think that really is how, you know, you look at it. But at the same time, don't be a pussy. I hate this. Don't be a pussy. You're being a bitch if you're the one out there talking shit about a fight. I'm sorry, but you are. It's a fight, dog. Like, it's a fight. It's gonna happen. I promise you this. More shit happens in that locker room after the practice than happened on the field. I promise you. Oh, I promise you that you weren't there to see. I'll put all the money that I'll ever make down that there's been more fights in that locker room than on that field. I promise you it happens.
Well, it's very easy to tell, too, who's just never been in a locker room or in that type of setting because, I mean, dude, how many guys did you play with you didn't like? I mean, I played
probably
plenty
about
I didn't like.
2/3 of them.
Right. Plenty I didn't like. But I also could argue because of that fact, a locker room is the people who go through that experience and are part of a locker room like that, they are so much better off for it because the locker room is the one place where, especially from the football side, I felt this of baseball too, but anytime you're on a team, especially of, you know, a substantial amount of people, you know, all your religious background, your ethnic background,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. None of it matters. You're all working towards a common goal. Like all that goes to the wayside where people learn to work together, accept each other's differences, and again, work towards some common goal that they're trying to achieve. And that's a really healthy thing. Like we have lost that in the real world. We have lost that from the standpoint of everybody's on this side or that side of something. They're on an extreme of something. You know, people are just awful to each other because of one slight difference. And like, again, a locker room is not that way.
Okay, just get out of there.
Yeah. You could learn a lot from a locker room. The common world, I'm saying, could learn a lot from what goes down in a locker room.
Yeah, because I mean, listen, nothing, you know, the old adage of football teaches you life lessons is true. You know, when the old guy told you that or your head coach told you that, they're telling you that, and we know that now as we're getting older. It really does teach you life lessons, right? Like, hey man, there's just going to be there's going to be people that are more talented than you. But unfortunately, that's the case. But here's the truth. If you put in hard work, if you do everything that you think that you can do, you're going to be successful. It's just,
if you can do the things well that it takes no talent to do, really.
Correct.
As cliche as that sounds.
Correct. Control the controllables is what I call it. You got to control everything that you can control.
What were your favorite campisms, Blake? Be where your feet are. That's like another.
My favorite campism was, Ruffino, I'm going to buy a dog, and every time you mess up, I'm going to kick the dog in the face. I'm just joking. But that was what somebody told me one time. I think campisms were be where your feet are. Are you an idiot or just plain stupid? What was the favorite? Your feet are so loose, so you look like a ballerina. I mean, this is offensive line.
BK got any that he says a lot?
What the fuck? I'll tell you this. As much shit as BK gets, man, as much as he gets, he's funny to watch during camp. He's really funny to watch. He's really fun to watch. I don't really pay attention to him that much, to be honest with you. If there were some talented guys like especially at LSU as an example, if a 5-star freshman walks in, the coaching staff will try to break them down to then build them back up. Like last year, Weston Davis came in. It was a 5-star tackle. And Brad Davis was like, oh, that's how a 5-star does it? Oh, he was a 5-star. Oh, he was a 5-star, wasn't he? Everybody, was he a 5-star? Because if that's 5-star performance, then that's shit. 2-star. And so it varies. I think the funniest guy I've ever been around from a coaching perspective has got to be last year with Bo Davis. He would MF everybody. I'm talking about everybody. He would MF offensive linemen. He'd MF defensive linemen. He called him softer than Charmin. I think that was funny. He goes, toilet paper's harder than your ass. It's just real funny. I do think that the ballerina one who's always gotten me was like, damn. I mean, like, don't call
hard to overcome that one.
Yeah, Tinkerbell was another one.
Oh.
There goes Tinkerbell. And in our offense, we pulled a lot. So again, it's like, get the fuck out there, And there were a lot of, you put me on the spot of like isms, but there are a lot of really good ones. I would have paid to see Saban in full blown, see what he would look like.
He had that thing locked down, man, like Fort Knox. You couldn't even look out because there's apartments in Tuscaloosa, like look over the practice facility.
Oh, I would have been there every day.
Dude, I'm pretty sure they did something where like he I don't know, banned people from doing it or whatever. Maybe they
ban me
from stain the windows. Stain the windows so you can't look out the window.
You can't ban me from sitting on my patio.
It's Nick Saban, Blake. I think if he wanted to ban someone from sitting on their patio, like he probably could have told somebody, see those balconies, take those off. Take those off those units.
So basically what you're saying is that Nick Saban ran Tuscaloosa like a communist country.
Do you doubt that? I mean, I don't doubt that at all.
No, I don't.
He was the king.
Yeah,
he still is the king.
Funny. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of paranoia that goes on. And I understand the paranoia. Like a couple of years ago, remember when Lincoln Riley started Caleb Williams and the kids went on top of the balcony and filmed the practice and then went to Twitter and was like, Caleb Williams is taking reps with the first team and over Spencer Rattler, which then got Spencer Rattler moved to South Carolina. So then you get to a place where, there is some paranoia, but Chris, I mean, there's some high stakes that come with this stuff now. Some high stakes that come with this. And so I understand the level of paranoia. I think that, look, there's not a lot that Blake Ruffino, I think there's a high level of paranoia. Me saying Garrett Nussmeier threw a fade route to Berrien Brown for a touchdown has no inkling on what Clemson's going to do to him. Right. There's a little bit of high level of paranoia. Like, hey, they were in trips right. They called it lucky. And he threw a fade route no one's out there saying that. Right. So there is a level of paranoia. I think it gets a little too chaotic. But if you notice the NFL, all of the media is at every single practice. Right? Like they mandate the media because what you going to do, man?
We'll do the NFL practices together. They'll do joint scrimmages or whatever.
Right. And teams that you play against in the regular season.
Yeah. Blake, what was that first day of putting the pads on like?
When I was younger in college.
Like in college, fall camp.
Scared,
pads.
Nervous, very scared, very nervous.
It's different. It gets different when the pads go on.
Yeah, very nervous. Coming off an ACL surgery. Am I strong enough? Did I do everything? And all answers to all those questions were, you were right to be nervous. You got your ass whooped, and you deserve to get your ass whooped. Yeah. I got my ass whooped.
For you in media now, how exciting is the first?
I won't sleep tonight.
Assuming y'all are out there, how exciting is the first day when you go out there with full pads?
I won't sleep. I will not sleep. Won't happen. I'm too anxious. I wish you could see me. I'm too anxious. I will not sleep. I will go on for 24 hours of non-sleep. Screw that shit. I'm telling you, I'm not going to sleep. I'm that fired up. Ask anybody. I will be the first human being there. You're not going to beat me to practice. Won't happen. I'll be in my truck and I'll be there. I'm that fired up for it because, look, man, I've been in some outright wars and we're about to get into some outright wars.
Well, it's especially, too, hits different when you've got a season opener like Clemson on the other side, I think. And certainly Texas feels that with Ohio State. Fall, I mean, it's always going to be intense, but fall camp, when you've got an opener like a Clemson, that the sense of urgency is for real, for real.
Yeah, I forget who it was. I think it was Mark Newbill. We were doing a zone read, and it was like the first or second play in a run drill. And Just Knowing, who I talked about earlier, he tried to do a lead block and I think missed, and Mark Newbill hit me in my ribs, and it was the hardest I'd ever been hit in my life. And by the way, he was 5'11", 220. And I'm like, ain't no way this little dude's getting me, man. He ain't getting me. And he got me. I'll be honest with you. I didn't talk to him until later on after I re-tored my ACL when I was a senior, and they continued to play, and I had left the team. I just had to hang it up. But Mark was always great to me. It was great to talk to him like outside of that. And every time I see him, I'm like, hey, New Bill, or we call him Bill. Hey, Bill, man. I mean, like, you messed me up. And I think it's those kinds of things, like, just like I wish I would have known a little bit more going into it. I wish somebody would have been there for me. And I wasn't really close to anybody in that recruiting class. I wasn't really close to, the staff got changed up. The head coach that we had, Mike Lucas, got cancer and was out for the season. And so it's just like, he recruited me, before the staff change happened. And then the guy that I had any form of connection with wasn't there. And so it's kind of like, man, I'm here by myself. I don't know anybody. And then lo and behold, the Greek god, I call him, Luis Alpavaro, our tight end, saved my life. He kind of took me under his wing. We battled through ACL surgeries together, and then finally had a friend, finally had a true friend, like a teammate who, like some of the seniors were talking shit, and he's like, and then Luis would pop out around the locker room or outside the locker, because my locker was in the back row. And so people would be talking shit along the defensive line. Luis, all 6'4", 240 pounds of him, chiseled, would walk around and just like, what shit you talking? And I'm like, motherfucker, I got him. Like, what you going to do now? You going to fight him? And it was kind of like those moments. And then like him helping me a lot, I think, was really big. But it just, look, man, for any freshman going into there, you can't be nervous like me. You got to have that alpha mentality. But I'll be honest with you, man. I was nervous. I was more nervous than a long-tailed cat sitting next to a rocking chair. I almost pooed myself. I'm like, man, these dudes are good, man. And so it's that level, But for these high intense guys, I was never the best guy on my team, never best player on my team, anything like that. For those guys, it's got to be different, right? Like, it's got to be a different like, hey, man, I can play here. I'm better than these dudes. But for me, I'm like, I know I'm not better than these dudes. I knew it. I feel like I was a little bit, this is not a shot. They were more athletic than me. I'm smarter than you. I know what spot I got to be at before you get there. And if I'm at that spot, you're not going to win. Mm-hmm. And so I think that those are the level of things that I tried to accomplish more than anything.
I'm just glad it's here, man.
Me too.
I'm glad we're actually like talking ball on the field again. I know, like you said, talking season's over. I mean, we're still talking about it, but I get what and like I said, we've got a ton of content that we're pumping out over the next month or so, which on that note, by the way, I'm sure there's a lot of LSU folks, Louisiana folks tuned in. Blake and I did a great preview of the LSU season that dropped yesterday that a lot of people have already tuned into that we appreciate that. It was really good stuff. We had a good time. Blake, I want to get to some other things because obviously obviously the football conversations with us, they're only really just beginning as we get into the month of August and we get to kickoff. Where do you want to go next with this? What are you most curious about that I put in those notes? I will say I'll knock this out really quickly because you asked me what the T-app thing is. Did you look it up before? Okay. I won't spend a ton of time on this, but it took social media and really TikTok. See, I learn a lot about stuff from TikTok because I'll go on our TikTok and my personal TikTok and the business one. I'm posting our content. And then, of course, I get sucked into scrolling for 10 or 15 minutes. It's just addicting. It's just addicting. And I'll see all kinds of shit. I mean, my algorithm, it's all over the place. Mm-hmm. Well, what took social media by storm, and Jack Mack for Barstool did a video on it, like a lot of people did. There is this app. I don't even know if it's still up and running, but it's called the T-app. And essentially, dating apps are a big thing. Hinge, Bumble,
here we
Tinder,
go.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The T app was an app created for women where you sign up and you go on the app and essentially you give T on dudes you've dated, you've hooked up with.
Shut your mouth.
You give all their red flags. You can say like anything about them. Well, Blake, this app was met about how you would expect it to be met. It went as far as apparently, I don't know the exact number, but like, I think like 70,000. That sounds wrong. 70,000. A large number. I don't know the exact number. You have to look it up. A large number of women's identities were revealed. Somebody hacked the app and their identities were revealed. And then get this. And
is it anybody we know?
Anybody from the SEC Twitter?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
What's your Twitter at?
I didn't see that. I mean, and then there was a response app made by somebody for dudes, and I'm trying to remember what the freaking name of the app was because it was called something like, okay, so this one was called the T app, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some dude, I guess, made some app as a response. Blake, the name of the app was Box Score. And the emblem for the app was a flower.
What are we doing?
Like, I sometimes I think about this because like I'm in Nashville and I'm doing all sorts of different things, and like I think to myself, and I'm like, you know, because most of my buddies are married with kids, and I'm like, y'all don't realize it's just a different planet, dude. Like the single world in 2025. You're essentially like, you'd think you were walking with aliens.
Chris, I haven't been on a date with another woman or tried to pursue another woman in over a decade. No, you're right. I have no clue. I have zero clue. This is all new to me.
Blake's like, you are literally living in like the Sahara. Like you are in an unknown foreign land.
So
and by the way, that Box Score app, I can't find it. So it probably got taken down too, which good. Both of those things, not because I'm worried about me, by the way, not even the slightest. Both of those things sound like I don't think we are, especially now where everybody in society is getting offended over everything, getting butthurt over everything. Like, I don't think we're ready for that level of transparency. I don't. And I say transparency, like, humor me. How easy is it to go on the internet and lie about someone?
Well, that's what I was just going to say. It's like, I mean, number one, are you humiliated on being on an app like that? Which some people are, some people aren't. I've never been on one of those apps ever. So I don't know. You know what app I used for when me and my wife were talking was Facebook Messenger. You know, like Facebook Messenger was a
Very
thing.
nice.
Remember, slide into them DMs.
The OG love story right there.
The OG love story. So I've been out the game.
Dude, now Facebook has a Facebook dating feature. Did you know that?
I did know that. I've seen it.
Which wild. Why? I can proudly say, Blake, this is God's honest truth, proudly say I am not on a single app, any of the dating apps whatsoever.
No, but you are. No, I'm not going to go
there.
No,
we'll go there. Oh, we'll go there. Because what I was about to follow that up with, I'm not on a single dating app. And if you live in Nashville and you are on one, I don't know why you are. Because my brother in Christ, just walk outside, dog.
I know.
Just walk outside. Like you don't need an app. Trust me.
Go touch a guitar string. You'll see some fine stuff. I mean, come on.
Go
dude.
out and strum a guitar and a beautiful woman will walk down the street. Essentially,
I know, dude.
The
crazy thing about that is how many dudes were getting lied about.
Oh God. I mean, I haven't thankfully seen like any horror stories, but the app I think got flipped on its head so quickly. Thankfully. I mean, listen, I think you'd probably stop doing it if those people that were on there, it's like your identities are getting revealed and shit. It's like, well, I'd probably get off too.
Well, so, and here's the thing. I feel like now people know if someone's a catfish or not. Is there really any way,
dude? You'd hope so. I mean, I have still heard stories of people getting catfish though. But dude, with AI and shit, you ask me, like, you could argue there's never been less of an excuse to get catfished. But then also, I mean, Blake, like, we have AI and stuff. Like, I don't know.
I guess, but
then again, you'd like to think, like, I can sense if something feels, no pun intended, fishy. Like,
right. I mean, if a don't say it. Don't say it, Blake. Don't say it's gonna go on
Latina.
Okay, there you go. You said it. If somebody looking really sexy is DMing me, I know that this shit's fake. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing, though, Blake. Everybody talking about a T app or a box score app or a brother. Y'all just need to go to Twitter. Just download Twitter. You don't need either one of them. If you ain't been on Twitter and been into the dark circles of Twitter,
oh God,
brother, you can find out everything you want to find out. And then
I mean, we see some old school dudes that are single and in media that are constantly hitting up 18 to 21-year-olds, and they're doing it in the open public. I'll leave that one alone. But there also comes a point in time where, for me, I don't know how you are, Chris, but for me, I want to go out and see people.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. No,
there's literally living in this city, no point, in my opinion. Like, there's
no, I bet there isn't.
And I mean, dude, like, I mean, shit, I just speak for myself. Like, I stay busy enough with what I do. Like, I've been on the apps before. It's just mindless convo. It's like, I mean, dude, at least if you meet somebody out, like, you're probably going to remember them. You know what I mean? Hopefully. God forbid you hope. But I mean, there is another way to meet people that you and I feel like we have to bring this up since it just happened.
All right.
Blake's throwing accusations at me.
You're in a sex cult. Okay, let's get to it. You are 1,000% in the sex cult. And there's a couple of things. There's some pictures of you in this sex cult, okay? And you're wearing LSU memorabilia.
Yeah, I got the LSU bandana on.
You're going to have to take it off because we can't get these allegations right now. Football season's about to start. We got more shit that we need to deal with other than SEC member in sex cult, okay? I can see the storyline on the Wall Street Journal right now, okay? You are 1,000% in this Nashville sex cult, but in all honesty, tell what really.
Well, it's a, and I'll give them a shout out. It's Stride Social. It is essentially a run club, workout club, social events, all wrapped in one.
A sex cult.
They let me explain. They throw it. And by the way, this is something that I would have never normally done. I made some buddies here in Nashville. They were like, hey, we're going to this run club, workout club thing called so-and-so. Like, you should come. I was like, you know what? I would never do this. Hell, I give our guy Harrison Fance, our baseball guy, shit for, like, run club is his whole personality. And I don't care if he heard me say that because I tell him that and he knows that. So I'm like, God, I've given this dude so much shit. But I'm like, you know what? Why not? Whatever. Here's where it gets tough to beat said allegations from Blake Ruffino. The other level to this is it's one of these things where it's like, all right, everybody come out. We're going to run 2 miles. We're going to do these workout classes, We're going to, Sunday, they did a pool party. Wear black to the event if you're single. Wear color to the event if you're in a relationship. And, of course, it's Nashville. So everybody's in black. Everybody, except for maybe like 10 people. And there's probably
and they got pineapple chains hanging from their neck. I
haven't seen that. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, I did deep investigation work. That one guy's got a pineapple on his necklace.
Jesus.
I mean,
I stay far away.
In all honesty, I'm giving you a lot of shit about this. I'm sure in these big cities that there are things.
Oh, it happens, dude. They do it. This company does events in like Tampa and Miami and they're hopping around. I mean, dude, this is what Harrison's doing. He does the same thing in Atlanta.
Can I just say this? And I love Harrison.
See, Harrison won't tell you the truth, though. I'll tell you the truth. He's like, Harrison's like, it's just all about the running. And like, listen, it's productive, but like, bro, there's beautiful women there. That's why we're going. Like, I'll be totally honest with you. It's a productive way to spend your time from a standpoint of, hey, wake up on a Sunday morning, run 2 miles, get a good sweat in. But Blake, when they first dropped this event was happening on Sunday at the Virgin Hotel in Nashville, and they also announced that, hey, after the run, there's going to be a pool party. Brother, if you think my mind didn't go to, I wasn't doing the math. Well, I know the clientele. There's going to be a pool party. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, we're going. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. Like, let's be honest. I mean, we're out here trying to mingle in the city and network, make connections.
Yeah. One of your heads is trying to network, and it's not the one on your shoulders.
Come on now.
I'm just being honest.
Listen. It is nice to get the running, but
Chris, you ain't there for the running. You already admitted it. And everyone's wearing black. Do you think that
I need to get you to Nashville to do one? That's what it is.
First off,
you can wear color. Just wear color.
I'm wearing black, but I am happily married.
Well, this is separate.
The biggest thing in all of this. Here's the problem that you have with getting me to Nashville to do this. You think my big ass is running 2 miles?
Well, dude, here you can do a 1 mile walk if you want instead.
You think my big ass is walking?
Oh, you can walk a mile, Blake. You can walk a mile.
All right, you're true. That's true. By the way, I did 15 minutes today on the freaking Stairmaster. My calves are on fire.
Yeah, Stairmaster whoop your ass. Even if
you're in really
good shape,
it'll
humble you.
You are in a sex cult, and the main thing about this is you're wearing LSU gear. And that's got to stop.
Hey, we got media members picking LSU to win the national title. We got storylines with Brian Kelly and Nuss and the defense, and now we got SEC Unfiltered rocking LSU to the run club. As Blake says.
Let me ask you this question: what if you see Diego Pavia in the run club one week? Then you know for a fact that there's some shit going down.
Yeah.
There's some shit going down if Diego Pavia is in the Nashville Run Club.
Yeah, they do. They've already announced their next one. Sunday, August the 10th. And dude, you know where it starts and ends? At Barstool, Nashville on Broadway. So it's like they're going to do like an after party at Barstool.
Oh, and I'm not trying to be rude to Dave Portnoy and them. You know that there's some stuff going on then.
Oh, yeah.
You know there's some stuff. I mean, come on. I don't think you're really in a sex cult. Yes, I do. But I think you're 100% in a sex cult.
I mean, listen, like I said, I'm glad they twisted my arm and got me to it because it's been fun. I've met some cool people.
But it's very smart marketing. Hey, if
it is. Dude. It absolutely, because everybody in this city is looking for ways to meet people. That's what I'm saying, though, is why like the apps and shit. I don't understand why you do it here. I mean, it's maybe I'm speaking from a place of privilege, dare I say, Blake, because I'm an extremely confident person. I mean, listen, I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I got a nice beard. I got some flow coming out the back of the hat. I own a business. I'm like, this is great. I mean, granted, not everybody. Maybe I'm speaking from a place of privilege, but dude, just go outside. Like, just be normal, be chill, which that is something you learn, Blake. I don't know how many of these type of conversations you have. Like, I don't know how many single buddies are. Like, I don't know how many women you'd be having these kind of conversations with, if any at all. But, dude, if you're just normal and nice to women, good things will happen for you. Because most dudes are fucking weird, Blake. Like, just go talk to some single women about their experiences around men. Most men are weird, dude.
Yeah.
They're really fucking a lot of men. Like, you realize you're like, and it's such a different experience for men and women. Because, like, I don't feel like as a man, you deal with like weird women per se. Like, if a woman's hitting on you that you're not interested in, you're not leaving that interaction being like, oh man, that woman was creepy, or like, there's some things women just deal with, men don't deal with. So like, I feel for women. I really have sympathy for women because there's just some weird dudes, man. Like, desperate, can't take a hint, don't have a feel, just some strange cats out there. Strange cats. And we're all wired a certain way. I'm not saying I'm like the coolest cat on the block, but like, I feel like I can take a hint or two. Like, I feel like I can, I feel like I do have a feel, there's just some, you talk to some women, it's some weird shit. Dude, oh my God, I have to tell you this story. I have to tell you this story.
Hold on one sec. Basically, when you were talking about weird dudes and all that stuff, I almost said, welcome to College Baseball Central.
Oh, I mean, you're not totally, you're not totally wrong. I hate to say that, but you're not totally wrong. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some short man syndrome out there. There's some insecurities out there, which, hey, listen, man, I wish you the best. I wish you the best. But dude, like, for example, you'll laugh at this one, Blake. So I'm with a group of friends, a couple dudes I know. There's a couple girls that we met, and the girl is one of their friends. So she's telling us this story. It's just like a first date, or not first date, but just a bad date, a date fail, which is always funny. This is a dude she's, I guess, hooked up with previously, whatever. Anyways, they go to a Nashville Sounds game, she says. And you know those dudes, Blake? I know you do, because we all, if you were an athlete at any level, especially like to where we made it to the collegiate level, we all know these guys where they can't let it go.
Oh.
They can't close the yearbook. They just can't. Like, they could be 40, however years, they could be 50. Like, they just can't let it go. So this guy she would come to learn was one of those guys. Blake, she tells us that they are at the game. They're sitting there at the game watching the Nashville Sounds. The Nashville Sounds are a AAA affiliate, right? Mm-hmm. Of the, I believe, Milwaukee Brewers. Anyways, they're watching the game. And she said they're just sitting there watching the game. He goes, that should be me out there. And she's like, so I stopped and I was like, she said, all right, I know you want to talk about it, so let's talk about it. So it just goes in this whole thing about like his career. Of course, there's an injury involved, right? Like, that should be me out there. Well, it keeps going. It keeps going. So apparently this night, they have certain nights, theme nights, obviously minor league baseball, where kids get to run the bases after the game.
Don't you dare tell me what I think you're about to tell me.
Before this happens, by the way, I forgot this part. Apparently, like, there's a foul ball hit and like it just misses them or something, and like maybe somebody a couple rows in front of them's got a glove or something like that, and he says something along the lines of, I really want to get a ball. And I think she jokingly was like, yeah, you should have brought a glove. Like, he's like, oh, I just have so many. I don't even know which glove I would bring. So there's that. So then to the finale of this great story. God. The finale of this great story, it's kids' night at the ballpark. They get to run the bases after the game has concluded, right? So they're up, about to leave, game ends. And by the way, I believe they're on a double date. Blake, he stops the group and is like, I'm going to go run the bases.
Oh, my God. I knew you were going to say that. What a loser.
Blake, what a loser. He runs the bases, and she said she's watching him out there running. And he asked her to come, and she's like, no, I'm good. Granted, he's on like a date with this person. He's like, hey, I got to leave you here. I got to go run the bases. She said that she's watching him on the field. This story sounds made up, but I don't know why she would lie. She said she's watching him run the bases, and he's like holding his phone up while he's running the bases, like taking a Snapchat of like him jogging around the bases.
Oh my God.
And she said he gets back up on the concourse, and he's like all giddy about it. And he's like, you take a video of me? And she's like, no. He's like, God, I kind of find it really rude. You didn't video that moment.
Stop.
I'm telling you, bro. So like, when I say there's weird dudes out here, man, just don't have a feel. Just don't have a clue.
Dude, are we 1,000% sure she wasn't on a date with Harrison?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Are we 1,000% sure?
Oh, no.
This sounds like 100% something Harrison would do after going to the run club at the sex cult.
I can't even say that.
100%.
I hate that I can't like strongly deny that would be a possibility.
Harrison 1000% would get out there and say, and run the bases and then tell a girl that he's with, how dare you for not videoing me? He 100% would do that.
Oh, the other part of the story I forgot too is apparently, they sell like the Dippin' Dots with like the little mini helmets, and they put the Dippin' Dots in the helmet.
Please don't tell me he took the helmet home.
Oh yeah, dude, he went to the bathroom and like washed the helmet out, so he could like put it in his pocket and take it home with him.
I understand if it's like my son or a kid.
Oh, no kids involved here. This is all for the love of the game by a grown ass man.
First off, can I just
can I throw this in real quick before you go?
Yes.
Here's what's crazy, Blake. I said, "Oh, you never talked to that guy again, right?" She's like, "No, I saw him like 2 months later, and we had sex." I'm like, "But y'all complain about dudes being weird. You are encouraging said behavior." He probably walked away from that thinking like, "I'm the fucking man. I crushed that shit." She looks at me like I'm Bryce Harper, man. Like she looks at me like I'm Aaron Judge.
Well, then that's our own fault.
I don't disagree. But it is a funny story. It is a funny story.
I'm about to text Harrison.
I think dating fail stories are actually pretty funny.
I'm about to text Harrison and say, did you ever go on a date with a girl?
On that note, by the way, Blake, I know I'm spending a lot of time on this, but it is so funny. I've just had nobody to talk to this about. Like I said, your TikTok algorithm will go one way, the other, whatever. Dude, the amount of people that bitch about the dating scene in Nashville is astronomical. And it's mostly women. It's obviously it's mostly women.
Why? What's the problem?
Well, I mean, dude, everybody's here just you know why? I'll tell you why. Because what I was about to say was everybody's here single in their career, doing their own thing. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. You know this as well as I do, Blake. Listen. If you're a real G like that, if you really got it like that, you can just be honest, like bluntly, transparently honest, and not force anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be honest and still get to where you want to go.
Right.
Right? Because people will respect you for your honesty. They'll be like, hey, at least I know up front. But I think the dating scene, people probably, the women, I would imagine, I don't want to speak for the female population in Nashville, they probably complain about it because, Blake, I talked about how weird dudes are, how insecure they are. So a lot of dudes, I'm sure they feel like they have to like manipulate, lead women on. You know what I mean? Like give mixed signals. Like I think that's the only thing women really complain about is just like, it's a lot of dudes who, they'll go out on a date, but it's, let's hang out every day, but it's not serious. We're not anything. It's like, grown adults playing games, like grown adults playing games versus just being like, listen, this is where I'm at. This is where my head's at. I'm laying all my cards on the table. You either fuck with that or you don't fuck with that. Yeah. Fellas, you will find you're going to have better success that way. Cause at least she's like, and you're going to save yourself a lot of headache. Cause at least she'll be like, women, let a grown woman decide. Let a grown woman decide what she wants to do.
I think that you hit the nail on the head there in reference to that, because being married for as long as I've been married for, you 1000%, like I told Megan at the very beginning, like, hey, I like you a lot. All this little bullshit, I'm done with it, really. Like you can just do what, like, if that's how you want to go, I'm out, and this is in the very beginning of us dating. She's like, all right, cool. And 2 kids and marriage later. And I'm like, dude, communication is such the biggest thing. Like, don't be a douchebag.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I hate the most. I get if somebody's busy and they can't respond to you and life goes on and things happen. I hate when people don't respond and you know that they're on your phone. I understand.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
For example, for me, you texted me earlier today and I didn't respond like 30, 40 minutes, whatever it was. Well, I have 2 kids I'm dealing with at the current moment. Right? Like that's a completely, and you're a dude, so it doesn't matter. But you get what I'm saying. Like it gets to a point where, hey, dude, calm down. Okay. Life is going on. But dude, here's another thing. If you're a girl in Nashville looking for a husband or dating or someone to date, I don't think the bar is where you need to go. I don't think an app is where you need to go. No.
There are love stories out there, but you're not wrong from the standpoint of like, I would agree with you. Like people who are out, again, you can't say it as like a whole, like a blanket statement, but you are right for the most part. Like you're probably not out at Losers on a Saturday night at 1 a.m. looking for your wife or even your girlfriend for that matter.
No,
you're probably not out at
Odie's
or at Red Door or at Mother's Ruin or, of course, on Broadway. That is very self-explanatory.
Yeah,
you probably
you can't go to Bourbon Street in New Orleans and find your husband.
That feels pretty self-explanatory.
It feels like, are you an idiot? Like I used to have buddies that would go out there and like, yeah, man, we're going to go find some girls. And some of them were like, I felt like they were trying to look for a girlfriend. And I'm like, hold on, what?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, no, I'm going out here to have fun. And if we have a conversation with somebody, I'll never forget this, dude. Hammond had a massive Cinco de Mayo in Louisiana. Massive. I know it's Louisiana, but Cinco de Mayo. Dude, the town would be shut down. Like it'd go crazy. But I'm like, why am I out here trying to look for a wife? Like by the way, when I met my wife, I wasn't even looking. I was actually talking to another girl that she was in a friend group with, and I was pretty much already out the door. And Megan was there. I'm like, you're hot. What up? And I just stopped talking to the other one. Like, no, she's gonna be it. I knew. Like, I knew. Like, I'm like, damn, here we go. I'm like, see ya, bitch. I'm gone. And so, like, you're not just gonna find your significant other though, like that. It's just not gonna happen. No. Let's call it what it is. You're out there trying to fuck. Don't act like you're not out there trying to fuck. And that's the bottom line. Can we just call it what it is? You're out there trying to get laid.
Yeah.
And there are weird dudes out there. You're right. And there are weird women out there.
There are just weird dudes from the standpoint where they can't even have a conversation with a chick. That's, to me, is just like, yeah. It's just like, dude, I've heard so many stories about just dudes being weird, bro. Like, a lot of dudes are creeps. Bro. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And again, I'll tell you this, like what you just said, Blake, PSA to all those that moved to Nashville, live in Nashville. Blake, I'm going to just say it. If you can't get laid in Nashville, that's a you problem. That's a you problem. That is a you issue.
I think when I come see you in Nashville, either I'm bringing my wife with me or I'm going to carry a Bible around everywhere and say, and literally start hitting.
Can I talk to you about Jesus Christ?
Sinner.
Can I talk to you about Jesus Christ? Can I talk to you about Jesus Christ?
Yeah. Can I talk to you about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those videos, by the way, of these Jehovah's Witnesses going door to door, and this one guy answers the door and they're filming it. The Jehovah's Witness guys are filming it. Guy opens the door and starts like doing sign language or whatever. And they were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Have a nice day. Thank you." And the guy goes, "All right, dog. See ya." And it slams the door. Golly, so funny, dude. All right. See you later.
See ya. Good on that. Oh,
golly.
Dude, what a time. Yeah, Nashville's a great place. We're thoroughly enjoying it. Enjoying it as much as I can before we hit the road for 15 straight weeks and the tour gets upon us, Blake. So,
yeah, for sure. I mean, you're not
here, you know it. Again.
5 more weeks.
Yeah.
You got a month. 4 more weeks, really.
Yeah. We're in camp season, football season. It's going to be a really good time, man.
Yep.
All right, you want to go and wrap it up? We'll go ahead and put a pin in this. Again, guys, to your point, you just never know what direction we are going to go. A lot of fun. Episode 13 officially in the books. Guys, before we get out of here, I do want to say about our friends over at FanDuel, because as always, we are brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook's here to help you make every moment more. The app is safe, secure, and super easy to use if you already have an account. FanDuel Sportsbook offers great promotions every day to all users, like things like Profit Boost tokens, new features like Parlay Hub, build your own same-game parlay, or choose from one of the popular SGPs already made for you in the Parlay Hub. If you haven't signed up yet, go to FanDuel.com/SECU to learn more. That's FanDuel.com/SECU. Get into the action. Again, guys, they've got totals, they've got spreads, they've got futures, they've got props with things like college football, college basketball, NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, Fight Night, whatever it is you want to bet on. Just make sure you get in on the action with our friends over at FanDuel, FanDuel.com/SECU to sign up today and get that $250 deposit bonus. Guys, once again, we appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Football is back. Let's enjoy it. And as always, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check us out via podcast where we get your podcasts. You can also find us across all social media platforms as well as our website, secunfiltered.com. For Blake Ruffino, I'm Chris Phillips. This is To Your Point. Y'all have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you all next Tuesday. Cheers.
Peace.